Good.
Yeah.
It's not too loud. But you got me on speaker or you got headphones?
For the main menu, scan the
It's loud.
this part right here. Scan that and give you where for minutes. I'll be right with you.
I'm just gonna. Hello. How are you doing? Hello. Hey. How are y'all? Hold on. I'm gonna try to put my headphones in. Can you guys hear me? Just put it in the chat, please. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Listen. Okay. All right, we can get started. I literally have 1 hour, guys. Okay, so give me 1 second. All right, so first of all, thank you guys for joining Real Talk Tuesday live here in LA. So thanks, guys, for joining like always. Thank you for sharing, liking last week's show. And I also want to thank Corey for being on the show. It was a great show. So you didn't support, so I think you can see me, hear me now. But tonight we have a special guest. Her name is Arlisa. So I'm just going to go ahead and add her on now. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? Hold on. I can't. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, honey.
Okay. Good. Okay. I can hear you now. Are you ready?
I guess, girl, this is my first time in this side of the seat. So, it's a little nervous, but I am. I'm ready.
Don't be nervous, girl. This is nothing for you. You got this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start off the first question. Okay.
No problem.
So let's start off with congratulating you for choosing yourself and making your health a lifestyle. Your journey has been an inspiration to so many, including myself. So was there a particular reason for starting your lifestyle change?
I think honestly, to be honest with you, yes. I kind of, I've always been active. I've always been active. I started being active much early, even in high school. So when I got to college, I was active in college, and active in church and dance. So just overall active. So I never really allowed my weight to kind of hinder me from doing the things that I wanted to do.
Right.
However, I moved overseas. Before I moved overseas, I was on this whole journey kick of trying to lose some weight to go overseas. Got overseas and just enjoyed life. We brunched every Friday, just enjoyed the whole life. Then one day I would stay in the gym, but I got on the scale and it said 297. And to be honest with you, I'd already told myself an internal, like, I'm okay as long as I'm not 300 pounds. Like, I'm good with me as long as I'm not 300 pounds. And to see 297, to know how close I was and or had probably reached it, for me, that was a dramatic shift change for me. Because I just said, hey, this is not something I want. And then once I started, I got addicted. I enjoyed seeing the, falling off. I kind of fell off for a while. Then COVID hit.
Right.
And then now it's become a legit lifestyle just because of one thing. I had this whole image, like I didn't want to be that person who did that and let myself go that much. So I decided to love myself even more. And so it really became a lifestyle, like I said, honestly.
Yes. Yes, girl. I'm trying to get on the wave, okay?
Girl, come on over, honey. Come on.
Right. So, your vlog, Weight Talk Wednesday, touches on several topics, but by far my favorite is last week's views on the importance of being intentional with your actions. How has being intentional been successful for you personally and professionally? How has that been?
I think honestly with intention, because intention drives clarity, right? So I'm able to
Right.
clearly outline what are the things that I want in life, what are the things I want in my fitness life, what are the things I want in my professional life, personal life. And so with me being intentional about the things that I do, the things that I take on, the things that I say yes to, it definitely
Uh-huh.
has to be strategic. It really goes to being strategic, right? Strategic about
Right.
how I move, how I shake, what I decide to invest myself in, because my time is valuable. We can't get it back. We can get a lot of things back, money, but time you cannot get back. And so
Exactly.
with that, how I spend my time drives the ability for me to see what do I value most important for me, and what am I going to get the best benefit out for me. And I know it may sound stingy, but it's not, because I think a part of our life we have to kind of think about ourselves. We do so much for other people. We
Yes.
pour into so many other people, but a lot of times having to think about me, myself, it's hard, because if you're a giver or a doer or a helper like I am, you want to give, and you tend to miss on the importance of how to take care of self-care. And so in self-care, honestly, I'm intentional, and it drives everything I do. I'm intentional with my workouts because I want to see a goal. I want to reach a goal. If I know
Yes.
I have goals to reach, I got to kind of do what I say I'm going to do. You understand what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
if I don't, then, hey, it's not going to happen. So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. You're intentional, so that's important. So your new activewear line is amazing and inclusive. How did you go about finding the correct vendors to provide such a great quality product?
Go. Yeah, let me tell you, clothing. I said, now, out of all the things that I could have done, I would chose it, or was thrown in my life. Let me say I chose it because honestly, it was thrown on me because of the person who went to the gym all the time. I wanted to be
Hmm.
fly. Like, I didn't want to just give whatever they got me. Yes, I was flying Nike. I bought everything Nike had in my size. I was Nike up and down. I'll stay Nike up and down to the day. But then I realized it's how many Black businesses are there that push into the plus size community in the gym. There are
Yeah.
some, but the margin is very small, right? And then I knew in
Right.
my gym, it wasn't anybody pushing into the plus size market. So for me, it was like, well, this is definitely a market around me. And then when I know one of my favorite lines actually foreclosed, they closed, they liquidized, so they no longer exist. So it's like, well, where am I going to get it? And she was a Black owned person. I used to do Tasha Cobb's Curve Athletics line. I liked what she came out with. So I said, hey, why not do it for myself?
Yes.
Vendor wise, it's trial and error. There are so many things that I have ordered that have not. It's so much money I have spent that has just
I bet.
been in the
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah.
Still to this day, it's give me a sample, pay bukus of money for a sample. Sample sucks. Let's try it again.
Exactly.
So definitely why it's a slow process, because you definitely want to make sure what you put in front of people. I try on everything and work out everything before I would ever put it on the market for anything, because it's the hope I've been functional,
Yeah.
cute. We like things that like to hold us in.
Exactly.
But I also like a good crop top, a good low V. Don't play with it, because if they can do it, we can do it too, any day of the week.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. I know that's right. Look, I got my crop top and
And me too.
workout
Look, don't
gear
play.
on
So
today.
it is what it is. It is
Yes.
what it is.
It's so comfortable and it's easy, you know? So, yes, I love that. So, in addition to your thriving teaching career, you have made such a positive presence online. Has there been any challenges trying to maintain both passions?
Yes. The quick answer is yes. And the crazy part is, the part of it is, I find myself, my energy and my passion leaning towards Pretty Thick Fit, Weight Talk
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, my fitness lifestyle, giving into people and pouring into people the motivation and them pouring it back into me. I find me wanting to spend more time doing that, which on the
Right.
flip side has really allowed me to see, like, maybe teaching isn't, it was what I did, what I knew I could do then for that time being, but I
Mm-hmm.
definitely am in the middle of an energy shift, just
Oh,
a passion
nice.
shift. And overall, in terms of teaching, ain't it? It's not. I'm not gonna make 30 years. It'd be 10 years next year. I
So,
might not make 10 years. I'm gonna be honest
oh,
with
wow.
you.
Really?
Yeah,
You're
really.
going to let it go? You're going to let teaching go?
Yeah, no. Me in a classroom, it's one of those things monotonous now. I get it.
Okay.
I can do it with my eyes closed. And for me, I like something that is a challenge, but something that drives me and speaks to who I am and how I am on daily. Me
Right.
teaching doesn't speak to who I am, what I do, or what I think about 90% of the time, right? In terms of it. So, and so when I'm at work till 4:30, because I don't get off until 4:30, it's a hard 4:30 every day. That's time I could have been spending pouring into something I really want to do and love. But
awesome.
I haven't quit it because, of course, we still have bills to pay, right? And those bills don't stop coming. And
No,
that's
they
where
don't.
my consistent paycheck is. But definitely, it does. Really, I'll say it hinders. The teaching kind of hinders me being able to put my all. But the teaching's also what's paying for me paying for Pretty Thick Fit. So let's be, so it's a wait. But if I can get back into leadership, I probably could do my 10th year. But I think if I did, I would have to be in leadership. It'd be my last year. Sounds crazy, but definitely 100% changing.
No, it's about what you love to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you following your passion, that is key. So I love that. So now that COVID has somewhat decreased, are there any plans to teach abroad? I guess not, because you just said you're giving it up. You're giving it up for what exactly are you going to do next then?
That is the part in terms, don't get me wrong, education, I went to school for all these years, right? And got all of these degrees in education, right? And got all of this experience overseas, in the States, just a plethora of knowledge when it comes to education, especially math education. Right. To be honest, I'm not saying I'm separating myself from education wholeheartedly, but I definitely want to do something that is on my time. I really don't want to clock in on anybody else's time. I'm gonna be honest with you. So the time, me checking in, I got to be somewhere 7:17, not getting paid for it. I don't want to do it. So I would go into coaching, math coach consultant, where I can consult with different charter schools and come in and help aid their math teachers. And where they hire me in for a contracted time. Here's my fee. You pay me up front. I show up for how many times you need to show up. And I can do multiple schools and show up whenever I need, be come in and out, versus being held to a classroom. So that is the next step. That's going to be the jump.
Ma'am.
And the jump will probably happen this summer. Probably starting January, we'll start to streamline that. So another LLC will come out under that, because that's definitely something that I want to do and see what I can get. I mean, I'm in the charter school system now. And they speak highly of me. I do my job. I'm not going to burn bridges, and I do my job, and I do my job well. And so, and then I've been a coach before for a couple of years, so I know what's needed in that season. And I know a lot of and those jobs really are needed, especially when we talk about math, because everybody in elementary school, they're not comfortable with it. And so as a person who's comfortable, a lot of times they lean towards English, but when they're having to teach all subjects, right, it's like, ooh, math will come back burning because I don't really know it. I'm just going to teach the lesson however you give it to me. So that's why I can come in, like, these are strategies for you to become comfortable, so then your students become more comfortable, and y'all all win at the end.
Yes, come on, sis. Okay, you better have these goals and plans all in line.
Girl, I gotta find some way, because this, like I said, these bills keep rolling.
They don't stop. They don't stop, sis. Gosh, I used to want to be so grown and like out of the house. Girl, now if I could go back, child, Lord, take me back.
Take me back to what I had, or that's one thing about overseas. Lord. I miss overseas. That's the part I miss about life overseas. We'll talk about that later.
Speaking of, I was just about to get into that. So how was living in Dubai like, and coming back to the States? Like, were there a lot of like adjustments you had to make, or like how was that? We want to know.
Well, I lived in Abu Dhabi, so I lived in the capital, which is actually the bigger of the UAE. I lived in the capital. People know Dubai because of tourism in the movies, but Abu Dhabi is where I say the oil money is, versus Dubai is where it's tourism money, right? Very different landfills, right? Right. However, Abu Dhabi was cool. It was an adjustment when I got there. It was hot, y'all. I mean, you had to adjust to just hot, trying to figure out, living, like, but mind you, my place was taken care of. They gave me about $5,000 when I dropped down. They gave me money to move in. So most of that money had to go into my apartment that they gave me. Hey, boo, how you doing? Thank you for coming. They came into the apartment. They gave me to the apartment. We had to pay for some deposits and things like that. But I was set up in Abu Dhabi in the city. So that's the one thing. I didn't get shipped to the Greenlands or the Western region. I was in the city.
Oh,
so
nice.
I never saw sand or a camel until months later. Yeah, because I was in the city in a high rise on the island. It was 64 floors. I lived on the 24th floor. Ooh. I didn't know. It felt like I was on vacation. You understand what
Yes,
I'm
I'm
saying?
about to say that seems like a dream
It
setup.
was like
Okay.
I got a good bid in terms of being a single black woman in the
Yes,
UAE. It was a great. I
yes,
got a great bid. I did that for 3 years, and then I moved to a private school. Coming back was culture shock. To
I
repay,
bet.
people don't realize like it was a culture shock to go, and then I was there for 4 years. 4 years is
Hmm.
a long time to be invested in something that's becoming where I come visit, not where I
Right,
stay. I always came with the end date to return, right?
right.
Coming back and then actually being back, I went to Dallas, which is a city I had
Yep,
never been to.
yep.
Knew one person. Um, why did I do it? Because they gave me the job because I didn't want to teach anymore. So they gave me a coaching job. They were paying me more money. So I followed the
Oh,
money.
okay. So you went to Texas to coach. I thought
Yes,
you
I
went to
was as a
Texas
coach, as
to.
a math coach.
Okay.
I didn't come back to be a teacher. I knew that I wasn't coming back to teach. I knew over there that I wasn't teaching anymore. So
Gotcha.
I came to be a coach. That's because of COVID. COVID just took out. I moved in the middle of COVID. So
Right.
that definitely being in Dallas with I didn't know anybody. I could make friends, but it just didn't work. I didn't stay. I didn't work out. I ended up having another job offer to leave my school and go to another school. But by that time, I decided to come back to Atlanta because I was like, one, I can grow my business because I knew Pretty Thick Fit was given to me.
Right.
And I was like, if I come here, I can save the money, move back with my grandparents, save the money, and put some money into Pretty Thick Fit, which is what I did. And I was able to launch.
Right.
But even then, coming back, I'm so used to being gone, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
I'm so used to missing
and
holidays and
yes,
not being here. And like, okay, I gotta get on a plane because I gotta go to work, and then I'll come in. It's very different to be here for all of it. And I kind of miss being able to go get on the plane
yeah,
and
yeah,
go, and then I miss it. I miss the space and the distance. Because
yeah.
I grew a love for it, and so definitely
Exactly.
that has been the hardest part. Coming back, adjusting. It's definitely adjusting my fitness life because it's been a major adjustment. I have only been back since July, so I haven't been back that long in Atlanta.
Really?
I got back in July.
Gotcha. Okay. It seems a little longer than that.
So some people like, you here? And I'm like, yeah, I'm here. So I got back in July, and honestly, it was stressful at the beginning. I'm now being able to kind of focus myself and get myself back on track and,
Okay.
focus on the goals and stay intentional. But it definitely was a mental adjustment. My mental health definitely took a decline. Even just coming back from overseas to here, because friends I had before,
Yeah. You
friendships
know.
have been exhausted, not even for anything negative. It's just I've been gone for 5 years,
Right.
living a whole different lifestyle. And like
Exactly.
I was always, oh shit, let me see her because she's visiting. But now that I'm here, it's like, oh, she here, but oh, ain't nobody calling me now, But I mean, I still have friends, but just the ones I had before. It came in convenience of my job or wherever I was working. That's how my friendships kind of built then.
Gotcha. So, what advice would you give about like traveling? Um, I know you said you love it. So, like, I guess for people in small towns, like my small area, what advice would you give to those people? Just like the experience that you had, I guess.
Get on a plane and go.
Yes. And I
I am
agree.
addicted to. I miss the eastern part of the world. I miss it. I am planning trips because I have got to go. The Caribbean is nice.
Right. Yes,
Okay,
it is.
it's a beach. Every place you go, you understand what I'm saying? It's a beach. But the culture, the stuff you get to see when you
Right.
are gone, like it's a different, like visiting parts of Africa made me appreciate the things and the lifestyle that I grew up with. Does that make sense? Like you come
Yeah.
back with an understanding of how life looks outside of America. And if you never
Exactly.
leave the borders of America, you never are able to understand how blessed we are. Like, to be here. And I know I call America's ghetto. Let's be clear. So there are plenty other
It is.
places that I would love to live and be
Yep.
just fine. Right?
Hmm.
And the things that we pay for here are just overpriced. Think
Very
about
much so. Yep.
hair, nails, all of it is overpriced. Okay, I'm just gonna tell
Yep.
you straight up because I kept my hair done overseas for about $30 a month. You understand what I'm saying? So
$30?
yeah, stop playing with me.
You're
So
lying.
I'm not.
Is
I'm
this
not.
including weave and everything
So
else?
the weave was 30. Yep, it was. Yep, just only be 150 dirhams. It's about $40, $50.
Wow.
And by the
Yeah.
way, they wash your hair automatically, blow dry, do everything for that. Everything's included in that price, except for you bring your hair. Yeah. So
Oh
those
yeah.
type of things, I miss that part of life because the necessities aren't as expensive and taxing. And then, grocery things like that. Now, things are changing, but like Europe, it's a very different lifestyle in Europe. They're a bit expensive.
Right.
They're like America. So, but the other countries like Sri Lanka and South Africa and Kenya, and, just different places, you get a different vibe. You get to see how other people live. And then you get to experience other cultures and foods, and I'm
That's my
picky,
thing
but
right
I'll
there,
experience it.
okay? Yes, that's my thing. I go
So
for the
go.
food.
My advice is to get on a plane, even if you're scared. Take a sleeping pill, take an anxiety medicine, whatever you need. Because I don't enjoy traveling. Let me take that back. I do not enjoy traveling. I can't say I enjoy arriving. Is what I enjoy.
Okay.
The traveling part in a plane for hours, no one can enjoy that. I enjoy the arrivals. I enjoy arrivals and arriving at a new airport and, going through airport and experiencing what they have and the cultures of how to get around and transportation and the people. And I'm a Black American who's traveling, so we are automatically exotic. We might not be exotic in America, but when you go to see somebody like me affording to be able to go, it's a done deal. People putting babies in your hand. I remember Egypt put babies in our hands, say, "Hey, take a picture." Like, I don't know you or this baby. You understand what I'm saying?
Are you
like,
serious?
I have the picture. I kid you not. The people put their baby and their kids in our hands, like, "Can you take a picture, y'all? Y'all are so beautiful." People like, who? Y'all ain't never seen a Black person before. So it's like, I miss it. I do. I miss arriving. So it's definitely going to get back started. I'm trying to get Pretty Thick Out fit because I need that to take me where I got to go.
Yes. So what gives you the encouragement and drive to continue showing up at the gym and just killing it? Like, what motivates you?
Listen, I'm not always motivated. I know it looks like I am, but honestly, my community on Instagram, I'm gonna be honest, my social community, my community of social groups, some of these people I've never met a day in my life. But to see how much what I do motivates other people motivates me because it keeps me pushing, because I know that people are depending on me to keep going, to show them that they can keep going. I've had people come to me and say, just whatever you do, don't stop working out.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't stop working out. Don't stop showing us. Just don't stop. And for me, it's pressure, but it's also understanding like this is more than about just me. Yes, this is my journey in my life, but God placed me in a position to be able to reach people beyond whatever it is, I could think. Like I only started posting because I want to hold myself accountable. I was like, if I, let's say Joe, like, me. Joe, if I would put up, I'm working out, I'm losing weight, I feel like if I came back and gained all this weight, you're gonna be like, girl, you see Arlisa? I'm not saying it would happen, but the people who know me gonna be like, y'all root me on, and then if I gained the weight back, it's gonna be like, well, I knew that was gonna happen. So be it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I put it up there, so people who knew me could kind of, just because I know y'all saw me, this is holding me accountable. I never knew that people would like Pretty Thick That Fit would be a thing, and people would be like, oh my God, I'm buying into this, and oh my God, like your journey and your story is real, and because I'm doing this by myself, like I'm doing it. I chose naturally. You know what I'm saying? I chose. That's the choice I chose. I can very much so still of the day go on this table and say, give me some assistance. Give me a tool to help me. But the stubbornness in me wants to see me do it myself. I want to see me thrive and get to a place where I can get to and just be, as long as I'm happy with myself. So what keeps me motivated is my people here. Like, the internal drive. I have an internal discipline in my own head to kind of, I'm cold turkey. I'm a cold turkey type. If you're not a cold turkey type of person, I get it, but I am. I can stop something and say I'm gonna stop it and just stop it. And like I said, discipline keeps me going. I might not want my head mental space not to be there, but my body's gonna show up out of routine. And then I do that to make sure that even if my head's not there, eventually my head will catch up with my body. But I know at least I'm putting my body through the continued practice of it.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, so good. So where do you see Weight Talk Wednesday in your clothing brand going in the next 5 years?
I mean, I hope that Weight Talk Wednesday, and I pray that Weight Talk Wednesday becomes, like, I don't mind it being a podcast, but to be honest with you, I don't even want to be online, to be honest with you. I want it to be something that I travel from state to state and host these mini seminars based on women's mental health and men's mental health. And I travel, you know, like the people travel for comedy shows, right? You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it more so be like a mental travel talk where we talk about different things and different things that happen in society. And we might have a show at a cafe and have a, you know, a show here and there. So I wanted to travel and have these discussions in real time. Yes, I chose Instagram
Me
because
right
of COVID.
now.
You see what I'm
I'm in
saying?
real time and I'm in LA. I
That's
am
what I'm
not in.
saying, like real time, in person, face to face, and have a derived discussion, because I feel like online people get a little nervous.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like
Yeah.
I'm in a camera. But
Yeah.
if we can talk, like, let's talk real issues in a real forum. You know what I'm saying? And grow from this and build like a goal setting mentality. Because Pretty Thick That Fit and Weight Talk Wednesday, Pretty Thick That Fit hosts Weight Talk Wednesday, right? Pretty Thick That Fit is a movement. Weight Talk Wednesday follows that movement. And so I want the movement to be where people can buy into, and not money wise, but buy into mentally in terms of that, where we can have these discussions and you come out with self-help books and, you know, different journals and those type of things that happen. And I come like, hey, let's have a discussion. Like, hey, I'm going to this talk because it's inspiring, you know?
Yeah.
So that's really what I want it to be. I want it to be more on a travel tip so I can move. I want to move and shake. I don't like being stationary. I don't like being stuck.
Me neither. Yeah.
We gotta move, Joe. We gotta move. We gotta
Yes.
move, friend. We gotta move. It has to be a real thing. Like Weight Talk
Exactly.
Wednesday gotta be, and it's, you know, and I know it says Weight Talk Wednesday, but it's the weight of the world. It's not just the weight of what you have on your body. A lot of things weigh on us. You know what I'm saying? Weight Talk Wednesday is where I would have talks with girlfriends, and it would just be us. And I'm like, I'm sure other people having these same conversations.
Exactly. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
So
like,
true,
even I love Real Talk Wednesday. You put people on Real Talk Wednesday. I mean, Real Talk Tuesday. You know, girl, they all.
No, I know. It's fine.
So, you know, just the lane of that and being able to travel and take this, you know, out, because of I want Pretty Thick That Fit to be a movement. And through that, I realized people would say, you know, or at least you talk a lot. Or they wouldn't say it, but I would feel it.
Yeah.
I had to get to a space where I'd rather talk and have something to say than to talk and not be talking about anything that matters.
Right. Exactly.
My purpose and goal is to speak life into people. Like, you use me to speak life into people so that you see, you know, grace and favor and forgiveness and love for yourself, you know, not just for other people. You love yourself, you can love other people. And so my purpose, I only consider my purpose if I actually open my mouth and say something.
Yes.
You know, and not feel like they don't want to hear what I have to say, because I realize people literally listen to what I could sell a bar of soap that just been used. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
And I'd rather use that gift for good than for bad.
Exactly. Same. I can agree with you 100%. Yes. So what has been like the most memorable part of your weight loss journey, and why? And Mama said, hello. She just texted me.
Oh, somebody say, hey, Mom, how you doing? First lady. My most memorable moment would have to be my very first, in September. It was a comparison picture that I made, because I had to learn to make side by sides, because I was taken off the scale by my trainer.
Oh, wow.
And I was taken off the scale and put on waist beads. And the waist beads dropped, but it was sober September, and I wasn't drinking. So I had to kind of recreate what sober September meant to me. Because by that time I was still going through mental stuff. I was like, I can't have nobody's nothing. Like nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I gave them no sugar. I gave a lot of like no potatoes, a lot of things that we would eat. I didn't eat a lot of sugar, but just things that I knew weren't necessarily good for my body. And I just worked out. And I took those side by sides, and to see the drastic difference in a month, I was like, if I can do this in a month, imagine what happens over 6 months. Imagine what happens over a year, you know? And so my first side by sides is probably most memorable, because at that point I was like, my trainer's onto something. Arlisa, you're disciplined. You know, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And that's really the drive, right? That has, even when I backslide or I gain 5 pounds, I choose not to beat myself up for the 5 pounds anymore. Because if I beat myself up, that 5 becomes 10, because I'm now sitting in my own depression and my misery, because I'm blaming myself. Right. So learning how to navigate that. But those side by sides, Joe, I don't think people believed it until they saw my side by side. I didn't believe it because I don't see it in the mirror. You
Yeah.
know, it takes
Yeah.
a minute for any weight loss to show to you because you're so conditioned to looking at the same person every day.
Yeah.
That is no way in the world that I would even, the side by sides definitely were my saving grace to kind of keep me moving. Now I got to make sure I can make me some more side. It's always, can I make me some more side by sides? That's the goal. Like, I can't compare myself to the 2020 version of me because the 2020 version of me has been gone. So
Right.
I only can compare myself to within the last 6 months. So I had to margin down my side by sides because I needed to see the progress now versus there's a major change from a size 20 to a size 12, 14. There's a
Exactly.
major difference. So I know that I'm smaller than that. So now I was at a 14, 12. What's the next step from that? How do I grow from that? And what is my next goal? Because that's where I'm at now is goal setting. That's why you'll see my Weight Talk Wednesdays, because now I got to set new goals because I don't reach the ones I set for myself.
Nice.
So
Nice. You look good.
thank
You
you,
look
honey.
so
You out
good.
here in LA. I'm just trying to be like you. Don't worry about it.
No, no, ma'am. No. I'm trying to be like you, okay? So, last question, and we are done. We are out of here. What encouragement could you give someone who may want to begin their weight journey but can't find the motivation to start?
Two things. First one is to start. Get up and go. But before you can do that, you have to plan. Make a
Yeah.
plan. Prepare yourself for what is to come. Don't just go like, oh, I'm about to just start working out, but you have no plan. Be
Right.
real with yourself. Like I was real with myself. I started working out in the COVID. Right. I've been working out, but I started this whole legit like trainer, gym, whatever. I'm going on 2 years now, working on my 2 year situation.
Okay.
And I started going. And the thing is, I knew it was only going to take me so far to do boot camps. I needed accountability, right?
Mhm.
So to
Mhm.
start with accountability. Hold yourself to what you say you're going to do. Find you like-minded people that are
Yes.
wanting to do the same that you're doing, and you hold each other accountable. Now, great though. Remember, you're doing this for yourself. People gonna fall off.
Yeah.
You know how many people I started a journey with, and it's just me. You understand what I'm saying? But look to that, but also have a reason why, and remember that why. My why was at the beginning, I didn't want to be 300 pounds. So that was a no-go. So I was doing whatever, and I did keto, right? Because I needed to get the
Yeah.
weight off. I
I
didn't care
remember
about the
that.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
I wanted the weight off. I cared about this scale says 297. I need this scale to not say 297.
Yeah.
Disciplined me, cold turkey me, lost 40 pounds in 2 months, right?
Wow.
That disciplined me on keto, no dirty keto, straight keto. However, I couldn't maintain that because keto is not a lifestyle to
Yeah.
keep up. This
Exactly.
now working out, I got a trainer. I invested my money. I paid for semi-private. I would pay $300, $400, $500 a month. You understand what I'm saying? To
Mhm.
train because I needed something to hold me to the fire. I'm not saying you pay that, but definitely get a trainer. Definitely get an accountability group. Remember your why. Find people, even change your social media and how you view social media. If you're on social media all the time, start following people who will help motivate you instead of me seeing eating all day and food
Yeah.
all day and
Yeah.
blogging foods and chef da da da. Let's find me some fitness people. Let's find me some gyms. Let's find me some healthy options because I like to be creative with my
Right.
food, but definitely shifting what you see on a daily basis to then help align you to, okay, if I get up, like that's why I did Double Down December, because that's what I'm doing now. Double Down December started with 2 or 3 people last December. I have 20 people in my group now. So that's 20
Nice.
people who are doing 2-a-day workouts with me every day in December in the accountability group. And it's
Nice.
nothing like opening the group and everybody said, I did my 2 workouts. I did my 2 workouts. I posted my 2 workouts. I got to make sure I post my 2 workouts. You understand what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm asking y'all where your stuff at. I got to give mine. So accountability, get up and go. Don't make excuses. Do not wait till January 1st.
Yeah.
Because January 1st doesn't do anything if you haven't planned on it. It's going to last until about January 31st, and you're going to be back into your old habits.
Right.
But also give yourself grace.
Yes. Love it. So last thing, tell us where we can follow you, where we can get the active wear and all of that.
Well, me, Pretty Thick Fit on all platforms. My website is prettythick.fit. You type it in, it comes up. I am prettythick.fit on IG, and the actual athletic wear line is prettythick.fit shop. So that's fit shop. But like I said, in my message area, there is the tag for you to be able to get to my website for my stuff. There's new things that drop now. There are things that are restocking in January that are on the way. Girl, panties, invoices, girl.
Okay.
Trying to get stuff out of his stuff that, like, I know my black outfit, people really wanted in the large, extra large, so they're on their way. They're literally on a plane headed to America. So getting those back up, and then always working on the next best thing for winter line and thinking about spring and summer. So that's where you can find me. Joe, I appreciate you so much for having me on.
No problem. Thank you for joining us. Guys, please go follow her and follow her journey. It's amazing. I know I have. You encouraged me. So thank you for being on the show. And guys, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a good one.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.